Yeah, alright. Do. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm hypothesizing if I just ignore my problems, they're gonna go away. And this recording is gonna work. Is this full screen? Oh, I didn't finish skipping forward in this one. I thought I did. Huh. It's the end of the last chapter. Because my saves all disappeared. It's just auto, I guess. Whatever. I'll just do this last bit. I thought I finished, but I guess I just paused and then forgot to. It's whatever, as I said already. Because this took a while to get back to where I was by just using this auto thingy. It kind of makes sense, I guess. These chapters are like, what, 30 to 40 minutes long? It takes like a minute or two to get through one of them. Especially with the intermission, like, Higurashi when they fight thing, that takes like, look how slow this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There it is, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm just assuming this is going to work. Yeah, okay. The fourth year of serious deaths in Mizawa, also known as Oshida-sama's curse 1 year after Satoshi's disappearance. Can I check this? Oh, it is working. I don't know if it's working, but I want to see if it's recording my audio. I hadn't been able to get used to my new school in Okinomiya, but I had some friends there now. Since I got a part-time job at my relative's store, I had some extra pocket money too. I ended up living with my parents after all, so I didn't have to pay for my living expenses. It felt great to get to really spend the money I earned from working. I still use the room case they set up for me from time to time. It was a convenient hideout from when I didn't want to see my parents. In fact, I was planning to spend a day there today. Damn that teacher. She told my parents that I was skipping classes. My dad got upset and that was why I didn't want to stay at home. I had been asking for it though. My teacher should have known that my dad is a Yakuza, and that he gets really scary when he gets mad. And on the whole, my life had been going well so far, except that it was boring. The reason I could enjoy the lifestyle is probably because I had to live in secret before this lifestyle. It was a great relief to be able to live without having to fake my identity. Well, that might have been a valuable experience. I think I've learned from it. I should stop checking on the thingy, see if it's working or not. I was going grocery shopping and thought I'd get enough food for a week or so. My parents would appreciate my presence. More after missing for a week. I was doing this for their sake. Where are you now? Oh wait. Isn't there a 100 yen sale today? Yeah, there is. I knew how to save my pocket money. I was in a good mood. I spun around with my arms spread out. I felt like I was inside a little whirlwind. My arm hit a motorcycle parked on the sidewalk. It obviously wasn't there where it was supposed to be. This already happened before. Ow. What the? Who parked this motorcycle here? He gave the motorcycle a kick with no hesitation. There were 3 motorcycles lined up in a row. They all felt like dominoes. It was beautiful and so much fun. Oh, this was odd. I felt like I'd gone through this exact same experience before. While blinking my eyes in an effort to recall when that was, some people dragged me by the neck and dragged me into a dark alleyway. They looked like these punks were the owners of those motorcycles. They started shouting at me. This really was strange. I was having deja vu. The fuck, you bitch? What do you think you're doing, huh? Fucking smash your head in, bitch. Yeah, you're gonna pay for what you did. That's right. It was when I met Satoshi-kun for the first time. He came to save me. If I pretend to cry right now, would he come to save me again? I made a wish, and I started pretending to cry and beg for mercy. At that time, I dyed my ears. Cut it out. Can't you see she's crying? It's a guy. Hello. Are you Kichi? He was a boy about my age. I couldn't quite see his face because of the light illuminating from behind him. Satoshi-kun? That's not Satoshi-kun. Is this peeking, by the way? Wait, I'm trying to get to the other screen. No, stop that. This one. No, stop. Whatever. Satoshi-kun? Of course it couldn't be him. It couldn't be. When I snapped out my daydream, I realized that it wasn't Satoshi-kun after all. He looked less, gracious than Satoshi-kun, so to speak. If Satoshi-kun was, pristine and untouched, then this guy would have scratches all over him. But although they were completely different, I got a similar impression from him somehow. What the hell? Or what the fuck are ye? You wanna get hurt or what? Fucking say something, son of a bitch. The boy looked a bit taken aback. Ah well. I just thought you might want to let her go because she's crying, so huh? The fuck you telling us do what you do? Whoa, hold on. I'm against violence. Ah. What's up with this guy? I felt ashamed that I mistook him for Satoshi-kun even for a second. He seemed cool at first, but he wasn't as cool as Satoshi-kun after all. Well, I mean, I'm sorry that your motorcycles were knocked down, but I hope you don't feel too bad about it. How can I make you feel better? Of course we don't have any money on us, you know. Haha. If you don't have any money then, if you got no money, you gotta pay with your body. This chick's got some real nice boobies. Let's strip her down. Hey, are you kidding me? I tightened my grip on my stun gun in my pocket, then I turned it to maximum intensity. Don't hold a grudge against me if you die, pervs. I live it when girls get stripped down in them porn videos. Huff huff. Yeah, the stripping is the best than the actual sex. They, indulge in their imaginations which arouse their spirits. Hey now, why are you pervs closing in on me? Your girl's hands are groping in the air. Are you trying to violate me? Meh, stripping's awesome. Stripper. Yeah, ha. Yes, let's strip her from the top to the bottom. Socks off, she'll be as naked as the jaybirds. Hey, are you out of your mind? Don't touch me with your filthy hands. Then a flash of light cut through the air. Was that the boy? You stupid fucks. Blows like lightning bolts knocked the punks down. Whoa, so he was strong after all? What the hell? You want some? Huh? You don't have a clue, you idiots. What the fuck are you on about? There's nothing arousing about, stock and nakedness. Leave us socks on at least, no matter what. That isn't the ironclad rule. Listen up, monkeys. What's the difference between Homo sapiens and other animals? That's right, humans wear clothes. Human beings without clothes are just animals. If you get aroused only when a girl's be naked, you are less than a human. Might as well be animals. I'm going to knock some sense into you. Clench those teeth. Oh. Okay. What? Oh, yeah. You mentioned a porn video, didn't you? Let's say there's a cosplay sex video. The definition of cosplay is too broad. Let's lecture on that subject is as difficult as to speak. Oh wow. It's just something difficult to speak. As I explained the spirit of a Yamato to Yankees parachuting down from B-29s, so I'll limit the scope to the popular ones, school uniforms. What are the three most prominent divisions in the latter category are school uniforms? Answer me, that's right. Regular uniforms, gym uniforms, and school swimsuits. What does say the style and blazer style are included under regular school uniforms? Right. Oh no. By the way, the gym shorts and boomers are likewise. And the common preferences between white and navy school swimsuits is the same. Well, doesn't this sound exciting already? Let's say each of you had a preference in one of the three divisions. Hey, you the tall one, you take the regular uniform, the fat one, you take the gym uniform, and you the short one, you take the swimsuits. Picture the image in your head within 3 seconds. Are you done? That's not good enough. Do it again. Let's say there's a porn video of your favorite cosplayer. Use your imagination. Come on. Say yes, sir, when you got it. Are you really military, man? You maggots. Good. You'll see the image in your head now. Let's move on. Imagine your favorite cosplayer stripping naked because of your stupid desire. Now, if you take off all their clothes, that's not cosplaying, anymore, is it? That's just sort of that sort of video is rampant lately. It's just a lament. Humans without clothes are uncivilized animals. If only girls make you excited, you'd be better than a pack of dogs. Monkeys or peasants. Pack your bags and get out of here. Wait, get back here. As you know, a huge amount of Russian porn videos are going around lately thanks to the end of the Cold War. You don't know that? Get out of here. I heard that star called Beautiful Russian Schoolgirl, which is a combination of the Japanese school version and this Russian thing is emerging, but I'll never accept that. Should uniforms are part of Japanese culture and art, those stupid barbarians would never understand the true Japanese spirit. Are you listening to me, you pathetic squid? Clench your teeth, I'll train you till you drop. I won't let you sleep until you're capable of... Right, I didn't get to finish that. I won't let you drop till you're capable of... I don't know what it says. At that point I heard a bus of people running this way. Mabara-san, I gathered some people. I saw several kids running towards us. Seems like our backup had arrived. Ah, shit. Let's get out of here. The three punks had been just standing there agape, but they started running away when they saw so many people. You're awesome, Mabara-san. You had those punks transfixed all by yourself. One of them even had a nosebleed. You're so strong, Mabara-san. Phew. It seems my personal aura has grown more powerful. If this keeps up, I'll soon surpass even Coach, Maids in Heaven. Reality, marble anyway. Are you alright, Mion? The boy was apparently called Mabara. He turned around to face me. Even the way he mistook me for Mion sounded like Satoshi-kun. But Satoshi-kun isn't a pervert like him. I was anxious to see how you would fight back, but I guess 3 guys was too many, huh? I don't believe it, haha. I was so confused I couldn't yet grasp the situation. Who was this guy? Mion has friends with like him? I was still spacing out in shock, so I forgot to move, so his hand touched my head. Well, you know, I'll forget why I saw you guys, so cheer up, okay? Rub rub. The boy called Mabara-san struck my head roughly. It didn't feel good, it hurt actually, but still his hand has the same warmth. Later on, Mion told me about him. He was called Kichi Mabara, Chi-chan for short. He's 1 grade below us. Not only that, but he just moved to Himazawa. Thanks to his attitude and lack of manners, he's already become an idol in their class. Da ba da ba ba. Mion joyously explained all this. Surely he sounds like a fun kid. I wonder why Mion was into him. But I knew why Mion was into him, but Satoshi-kun was way cooler. He wasn't worth stealing from Sis, or was he? My heart throbbed. I was excited. I felt like I'd gotten a new toy. I was curious as to what kind of relationship Mion intended to build with him. I'd love to tease him about it. Thanks, Ki-chan. Let me buy you a drink. My uncle's restaurant is just nearby, so why don't we go there? Satoshi-kun would refuse out of modesty. But Kichi Mabara said okay within 2 seconds. Well then, I couldn't wait to tease the 2 of them. My boring life suddenly became bright again. Whoa, 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 hey, don't cling to my arm. Oh, don't you like it? Well, I don't hate it, but either your breasts are touching me and my breasts bother you? Kichi Mabara was fun. Mion thought the same way I did. She would always talk about him. I was happy for her. It made me smile. I guess Ki-chan is really your favorite, huh, sis? What's the most interesting thing about him? Hahaha, let's see. You put it plainly, he's just funny. For example, just a couple of days ago in the club, Mion really liked him, but didn't seem to think he was loved yet. She's reserved in that area, so that was really like her. As for me, well, I didn't hate him. My feelings weren't the same as Mion's. Ki-chan was just too childish compared to Satoshi-kun. I wonder how Satoshi-kun was doing. Was he waiting for things to cool down somewhere far away? The case had already been solved though. That dopehead was the murderer. There was no reason for him to wait anymore. I shook my head. I shouldn't think about it too much. Oh wait, I know. The case was confidential, so the arrest of the culprit hadn't been made public. So Satoshi-kun hadn't realized that he could come back. I know he's a little thick-headed. Maybe he'd been waiting for things to calm down until the end of time. But if so, couldn't he give a call to Satoko at least? He should tell her that he's living in a faraway place, but that he would come back soon. Ah, that stupid Satoko. She'd been living with Rika Furuti since Satoshi-kun went away. So nobody would pick up the phone even if he called. Stupid girl. Don't you want your big brother to come home? Given Satoshi-kun's personality, he won't remember any phone numbers other than his home phone. So he wouldn't be able to contact anyone in Himazawa. Maybe he's been calling Satoko every night. He keeps ringing but nobody picks up. Then he would assume Satoko might be taking a bath or be in the restroom every single day. He'd put on a puzzled smile while mumbling, like always. Imitated his voice without realizing it. After that, what? What's up? Didn't you just say something, Shion? I laughed it off and urged Mion to continue. I realized that her tone had changed. I hadn't been listening to her because I was thinking about Satoshi-kun. I thought she was still happy talking about Ki-chan, but Mion sounded grim now. Her faint smile looked painful. Looked? Oh, she's in front of you? I thought you were calling her. It was too late to ask what was going on, so instead I concentrated on her story instead. After all that, Uncle gave everyone a doll as a thank you gift. Everyone except for me. Okay, except for you. I wanted one too, but I couldn't say it in front of everyone. You still can't express your needs, huh? And then, Mion sniffled. I realized that she was on the verge of tears. The cute doll was in Ki-chan's bag. And you wanted that doll? Wait, this is chapter 2, isn't it? Am I going to get the same ending? It didn't matter which one, but although Ki-chan knew when I didn't get one, he didn't give it to me. Maybe. It depends if we can go into the storehouse or not. Storeroom. Hick, he didn't give it to me. He said the doll wouldn't fit me and that I should be born as a boy in my next life. That's what he said, Hick. That was Ki-chan's weak point. He might be fun and popular, but he wasn't mature. Not like Satoshi-kun. I want to start all over. I want to go back to when I just met him all over. I want him to treat me like a girl from the beginning. Don't take it too seriously, it'll be okay because it's just you who wants to start over while he didn't even notice anything wrong. It'd be hard if you guys fought over it or something. Can I start over? If you didn't cry in front of him, it's not too late. You can cry as much as you want now, and if you show him a different side of you tomorrow on, you can still fix it. Okay. I'm amazed how insecure and sensitive he is, but part of that is just the impression you've been giving him so far. If you change your attitude from tomorrow on, you can still change his mind. How do I change my attitude? How? If I tell you to act cute, you would start going to school in frilly clothes. So don't think and just be natural. But without overdoing it, pay attention to how you behave around him. And don't forget to be cautious of Rina. She's a bit ahead of you so far. Ki-chan might prefer Rina at this point. Oh, it's true Rina's really girly. She's cute and caring. That just means you can't slack off even a moment, sis. Because you've got a rival. Tears can attract men, but they don't anchor them. You should always be smiling, but cry when it really counts. That's how you typically do it. Maybe I should try that on Ki-chan myself. No, don't. He's the boy you like, so I guess it's natural that I like him too. How can I attract him? Hey sis, why don't we have a competition over him? No, never. I'll kick you into the orbit if you come near him, Azawa. I'm happy for you, sis. It's not too late at all. It's important to know the distance between the boy you love and yourself, and shift the way you appeal to him to compensate. The boy I love is missing you now. I didn't even know where he is, or when he's coming back. Compared to that, you're very lucky. Mion was saying she'd do her best for tomorrow on with red tearful eyes, but I sensed a deeply negative feeling emerging inside me. Nobody was blaming Mion for being happy with Kichi. I wasn't envious, I wasn't jealous. I didn't want it to be blamed the same way I was blamed. It was just, there's no space for Satoshi-kun in Mion's mind anymore. Filled as it was with Ki-chan and her other friends now, it didn't matter to her if Satoshi-kun came back or not. Just like how she didn't care if it was sunny or rainy tomorrow. What about me then? Have I been thinking about Satoshi-kun all the time for the past year? I wasn't proud of my own answer. I'd become used to life without Satoshi-kun. His absence didn't hurt me anymore. I was getting used to life with Kichi Mabata. And if I let my guard down, he might just fill up the space I've been saving for Satoshi-kun. If Shion Shinzaki had prayed harder for Satoshi-kun to return, he might have come home already. Where did Satoshi-kun go? Last year, after his disappearance, I paid close attention to the information circulating in the Shinozaki family and its underground connections. I frequently went to the police station to check with Ushi for new information. Bum bum. Ooh, what does it do that every single time I come back? I don't know. I think because I'm like tabbing left, is that it? Yeah, tab left, is that okay? Even with all that, I couldn't get any new leads on his whereabouts. I eventually became interested in Orishi's curse, which surrounded Satoshi's disappearance. If I tab, can I just see it? yeah, I can just... No, but it puts me on here when I tap. It tabs me away, so I have to tab left. Well, I can tab right, but on there I can tab right to... Yeah, tab right puts me down. I need to tab right a lot. And the more I looked into it, the less likely his survival seemed. I returned to Mio-san's scrapbook to her, and then I hadn't gone to the library since. I started a new life in a new school. I'd made new friends. I can change my tabby thing, I guess, but whatever. And in the same way as falling leaves cover this ground, I felt like I was losing sight of what was really important to me. It was already almost the end of summer. They say that summer was coming early and it would be very hot this year. Normally it would be the rainy season, but we had no rain at all. The Watanagashi Festival was right around the corner. It's been almost a year since Satoshi-kun went missing. In Himizawa, they don't allow you to talk openly about Orishida-sama's curse with a series of mysterious deaths, so everybody acts like the murder of Satoshi-kun's aunt never happened. That's because Satoshi Hojo-kun was a member of the family of traitors, who fell victim to Orishida-sama's curse on the 4th year running. He was demoned away. Everyone was trying to forget about his existence and erase their memories of him. Don't make him disappear because of the curse. Don't erase his existence. Satoshi-kun was living in Himizawa just a year ago. He went to school. He was an A student. He was a member of the Himizawa fighters. He could never hit the ball when it really mattered. He was unreliable but pure. He was warm. Because of the curse, people made him disappear. They stopped remembering his name and act like he never existed. A new president like Kijimabara wouldn't even know about him. He seriously believed that Satoshi-kun had transferred out. I miss you, Satoshi-kun. I want to go shopping with you again. I want to be in the baseball team with you again and get a cold drink afterwards. I want to tease you. I want you to stroke my head again. Your hand was so warm. I felt as my whole body was being caressed. Satoshi-kun. I haven't opened this notebook in a while. My feelings have been written down over 150 pages. This notebook is the key to my heart. The other me who had been sleeping since last year is slowly waking up. Notebook page 150. Okay. Is that 150 days, or did you write multiple pages, like in... Well, yeah, you probably wrote a lot when you got the notebook, did you? And then you just dropped it. I'm quite amazed by your dirty deeds, Kichi-san. Kichi-san. He is a boy after all. Shu-chan, Kichi-kun looks confused. How... Did you hear that, sis? We're not playing tug of war here. Are you trying to tear Kichi-chan apart? I'm not playing tug of war. You're the one who's stretching him. Go back to Akinomiya, Shion. Okay, I will. Oops. I let go of Kichi suddenly so he and sis fall off like a rubber band. Kichi rolled on the ground while sis was stuck in bush head first. What lively people. See you, Ki-chan. Sis might assault me if I stick around any longer, so I'll get going. I don't know if I'm gonna die, actually. Because I met Kichi in a different way than Chapter 2. In Chapter 2 I saw Shion first in Angel Mort. Oh, Shion, thanks for today. I'll forget about it. I didn't do anything. See you, Shion. His hand landed on my head. Rub, rub, rub. He stroked my head pretty roughly. But the warmth reminded me. Excuse me, I'm going. See you, sis. Don't ever come back here. Rina, keep your eyes on her. Totoko set traps. Meika-chan purified this area with salt. The warmth reminded me of remained on the top of my head. It felt ticklish and sore. I had to stop. I got off my moped and pushed that aching spot against the telephone pole. I'm sorry, Satoshi-kun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I never forgot about you. I still remember you. I'm worthless without you. I can't stand life without you being, because it's grey and cold and boring. It's true. I can never smile because you aren't here. I can't. See you, Shion. Kichi's face appeared in my mind. I recalled the touch of his hand stroking my head. It wasn't warm. I wasn't happy. It was rough and painful. I hate that insensitive guy. He's too childish, rude, cold, and he's like a stray dog. I wasn't happy. I wasn't warm. I wasn't happy or overjoyed at all. No. as Satoshi-kun. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That's not what you're saying. Satoshi-kun mumbled. He didn't know what to say in a situation like this, but he knew that he had gotten better. He had better say something. He wanted to say something, but he didn't know what to say. So he just mumbled. I'm sorry, Shion. Why are you apologizing, Satoshi-kun? I'm the one who should apologize. Even though I said I'd wait for you, even though I believed my heart wouldn't change. My heart is full of holes. You're leaking out from the small cracks in my heart little by little. You're leaking out for me. Are you suffering because I'm here? Or why? You're so precious to me. So don't say that. I've been here with you this whole time. But I think I'm hurting you by continuing to exist. I don't want that. That's not true. No. Where have you been, Satoshi-kun? You weren't with me. Tell me, where were you? Where's the address? What's the postal code? What's the name of the city? What's the street number? Tell me. There isn't an address. I knew it. Telling me you always be with me, always by my side, that's such a cliche. Which do you prefer, Shion? If I give you strength, I'll stay by your side forever. But if you're suffering because of me, I'll disappear right away. Don't say that. I want to be with you always. I want to be with you forever, okay? I'll stay with you then. The car passed by. The noise snapped me out of my Ravia. The sky was turning orange. I should get home before it gets cold. I should go home to Okinomiya. You're with me, right? Are you with me? Right now, Satoshi-kun? I walked back to my moat. My feet sank into the grass. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I stopped when I reached my bike. But then I heard an extra set of footsteps. I gasped. I could feel someone's presence. I'm not stupid. No one else was there. Nobody had appeared behind me, so I wasn't surprised to find nobody when I turned around. Or am I thinking of deserting Arishida-sama, of deserting Himizawa? But he was definitely still there. Satoshi-kun? I couldn't see him, but he was there. He was there for me. Satoshi-kun never lies. He said he would be with me all this time. He's been with me all this time. I've just been too insensitive to feel his existence until now. Satoshi-kun? Satoshi-kun? A breeze tickled my hair. It felt cold, but to me it was nothing but the warmth of his hand. It took me a while to notice that my cheeks were wet with tears. Higurashi, when they cry. I guess there's gonna be something else after this one. It doesn't feel like an ending, like it doesn't feel like it's been long enough. Or much has happened, really. I was too scared to sleep. If I went to sleep, I might not find Satoshi-kun there in the morning. So I just kept talking to him until I passed out. I told him about what happened while he was missing. I told him that I realized how much I loved him after he went away. I searched for him looking into various different things. Like, I've gathered underground information through, I'm not sure that's displayed, but whatever. I gathered underground information through Casey and, bargained for police information with Ushi, but I couldn't find any leads. A long time passed, but I kept thinking about him. Etc, etc. I told him all the small details from my daily life. The place I wanted to go with him, the things I wanted to do with him, who I wanted to share with him, and I told him a lot of things. I was sitting up at first, but I got tired and so I laid down. I got tired of moving my mouth, so I started talking to him in my mind. It was the happiest night I've ever had. Oh, it's morning, okay? Yawn. When I woke up, I didn't find Satoshi-kun by my side. I knew it somehow. I was afraid of it. That was why I didn't want to go to sleep. But at least I could have seen him for one night. Just when I resigned myself to that, I felt Satoshi-kun's presence again. It wasn't a dream after all. Thank God. And so I began my strange life with Satoshi-kun. As promised, Satoshi-kun was always by my side. He couldn't laugh, mumble, or stroke my head, but he was always with me, always right by my side. He disappeared sometimes, but he would always come back when I looked for him. It seemed that all I could hear was his footsteps. That's just the way it was. It was a bit sad, but I was still satisfied. His presence was really faint, so it was hard to sense him in a crowd. but he never left me. If he were tangible, I would take him his hand all the time, so he wouldn't get lost. In contrast, I could feel him very strongly in a quiet environment. Of course, I couldn't tell what his expressions were, because he was just a presence. But after I got used to it, I could tell what he was thinking. At first, I could only tell if he was laughing or not. Eventually, I started to feel his emotions more strongly. I could communicate with him normally. I was usually alone with him though. I didn't want to go to school or hang out with my friends anymore, but Satoshi-kun got upset about that. He kept mumbling unhappily. Now that I knew he would always be with me, I shouldn't just stay home all the time. I was sticking to my time alone with him. However, because I was scared that he might suddenly disappear, and I wanted to make the most of it, I was sharing most of what I was sharing with him right now. I must have been worrying too excessively. Satoshi-kun will always be by my side. Yeah, that was his promise. He never breaks his promises. I was fine because he was there. Of course, I couldn't tell anyone about him, not even Sis. I could try to explain it to them, but they would never come to understand. But I was certain that he was with me, so I would be alright. I wonder what Keisei says about this. I never got fed up with him, with life with him. He's really cute, you know, we always walk together, but when I stop, he always walks one extra step. That's so adorable, I love it. Notebook, page 15159. Seems we're happy with Satoshi-kun. Nice. Shion-san, what are you going to do on Watanagashi this year? I guess I'll have some fun at the festival. Maybe I'll tease Sis and her friends. I want to go to the festival with Satoshi-kun. I knew he'd like to see me having fun with everyone. He might be jealous if I play with Ki-chan, but Satoshi-kun isn't very sensitive in that way. Satoshi-kun loves to see me and my friends have fun, so I should have lots of fun for his sake. Then I'll talk about the day with him later. How are you going to Himizawa? I can give you a ride if you want. I'm taking my moped, so you don't have to. That won't do. Aren't you going to the family party afterwards? I can't let you drive one of the empty ones. He won't let me drive, but he's kind enough to let me drink. Alright, take me then. Good. Let's leave before nightfall. I'll come pick you up around that time. After Casey left, I sensed that Satoshi-kun was excited about going to the festival. Watanagashi, huh? So it's been almost a year since you went away. Satoshi-kun seemed confused. I bet you're going all right now, aren't you? We laughed together. The moon. Welcome. Here's your net and a bowl. Great. Wow, these fish are so active. They look delicious. I could eat this little one raw right here. Huh? Oh, I remember this. What are you saying, Mion-san? Mi-chan, you eat a goldfish? Did you eat the one I gave you last year too? No, I didn't say that. Sis shook her head hard. She turned all red. But you just said it. You said they look delicious. Did you feel like an insert? Because he wasn't here last time. It's just Sprite wasn't. I heard it too. Sis eats everything as long as it fits inside her mouth. If it's really good, I'll try it once. No, you can't, Vika-chan. You're gonna get sick. Wait a minute. Hey, you. How long have you been here, Shion? Hi, Ki-chan, Sis, and everyone. Good evening. Ah. When did you get here, Shion? Been here since you were at the chow mein booth. Found you guys quickly since you were making so much noise. Hey, you're not in our club. Get lost. Don't be mean, Sis, right? Ki-chan? You're fine if I come with you guys, right? I took Ki-chan's arm and held it between my breasts. Puff puff. We were going to have a ball. Bum bum bum. Ba ba da ba ba bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum bum. You guys are having fun? I went around the booth with Sis and her friends. I joked around and laughed out loud. I guess I don't have any friends, huh? I teased Ki-chan and Sis too. Ki-chan was at the center of the group, so if I did something to him, would naturally involve everyone else. It looked like Satoshi-kun was having a hard time finding a spot in that crowd. When I glanced at him in a quiet moment, he smiled and told me to have fun without worrying about him. If he was tangible, I'd pull his arm to join the crowd. It made me sad that I couldn't do that. I bumped into someone's shoulder. It was obviously my fault, so I apologized right away. As it turned out, it was somebody I knew. Oh, looks like you're having fun. Good evening, Chion-chan. The moon looks beautiful tonight, doesn't it? Oh, it's been forever, Stakana-san. And you, nice to meet you. I'm Tommy Tak. I heard you were Chan's twin sister. Nice to meet you, too, Tommy Tak-san. I heard you were a great cameraman. Please take a picture of me someday. I'm just an amateur dreaming of going professional. Well, you're actually great, Chio-san. You're good at many things. No, I need to study more. I have no talent, so I have to put out a lot of effort to compensate. They must have been in a relationship. You two look so happy together. Am I interrupting you? Oh no, I appreciate your consideration, but you're not interrupting us at all. And you can call me, Mio like before. Not Akana-san. It's a bit hard for me to call someone older than me by their first name. Well, never mind. I smiled bashfully and Takana-san smiled back elegantly. I haven't seen you in the library since. I wanted to talk to you more as a fellow researcher. Well, when I feel like it. Fellow researcher, are you interested in it too, Shion-chan? I mean, in the legends of this village. Tommy Tak-san raised his eyebrow. As far as I knew, Takana-san's hobby wasn't exactly normal. On the surface, I researched that with the cultural history of ancient Himizawa, but his main focus was the Watanagashi Festival of ancient times, the cannibalistic banquet in which they captured and gutted a living sacrifice. The research covered various stories surrounding that, and other legends of cruelty. It was nothing if not gory. That was where her main interest lay, so I didn't feel comfortable being a fellow researcher, to be honest. But objectively speaking, her research notes were fun to read. It was then that I heard the loud booms of the taiko drums. The main event of the Watanagashi Festival, the dedication dance, was about to start. According to Takana-san's hypothesis, the part of the dance where the shrine maidens tears open a futon mat represents gutting a living victim. It's starting. I should head over. Aren't you guys going over to see Rika-chan's performance? Tommy-san looked bewildered. Did that mean he wasn't coming? Takana-san giggled, then whispered in my ear. To tell you the truth, we're thinking of sneaking into the ritual storehouse. We are going here this time then. Nice. Guess we're... I don't know what we're gonna see exactly then. Because... we supposedly died right away after we saw Kichi in the library, so... Yeah. Elise got kidnapped. She made it sound like she was going to do something fun, but it would be amusing to anyone who knew what the ritual storehouse was. The ritual storehouse was the ritual house for ritual implements, sort of a treasure house belonging to the Furudu shrine. I heard that Orishida-sama's sacred treasures were stored in there. Only people from the Furudu family and selected members of the other three families are allowed to enter. They believe that if other people entered, the place would be desecrated. Everyone in Himizawa must have been curious about what was going on in there when they were kids. But the storehouse was always tightly locked. You couldn't just sneak into it either. Kids would get chided if they played around it, so they learned to stay away. I didn't like being around it myself since I was familiar with all that. Even though I didn't believe in curses, I still didn't want to be near it. Nothing good comes from breaking the rules. Were they still going to enter the ritual storehouse despite all that? I'm pretty sure it's tightly locked. It was until last year. Rika-chan had the heavy bolt changed to a cheap padlock because the bolt was too heavy for it to lift. Did you know that? No, but even if it's cheap, it's still locked, isn't it? Chio-san is very skilled. Oh, are you good at lockpicking? Once the Watanagashi Festival starts, everyone will gather around the stage, right? And the area around the storehouse will be completely devoid of people. Tonight this place will be a blind spot. Can't set the forest and can't see the forest for the trees, I suppose. According to our hypothesis, the entrance tools up with ritual dissection and torture would be found in the ritual storehouse. Why don't you join us in a bit? It's now or never. Hehehehe. So maybe I'll see you then. Takana-san, what are you telling her? Just go, girl talk. Let's go to someplace dark for a quick date. Hehehehe. Huh? Ahahahaha. Takana-san walked against the floor of the crowd alongside Tamitaka-san. The ritual storehouse, huh? It was supposedly filled with torture tools. Considering what they had in the underground torture room at the Shinozaki house, that's quite possible. Satoshi-kun fell victim to the curse in the 4th year. His aunt's death was the sign of Orishida-sama's curse. Satoshi-kun was sacrificed to pacify Orishida-sama's anger. That was what Takana-san said last year. Okay. It was just a hypothesis. At present, I wanted to deny her hypothesis because I wanted to believe that Satoshi was still alive. If her hypothesis was correct, either some religious fanatic or somebody from the 3 families must be imitating the curse in order to revive the ancient custom of Onigaushi. That would mean that it was them who killed Satoshi-kun. So what if the ritual storehouse was filled with garbage instead of torture implements? Maybe if it was filled with garbage, with broken planquins, or a freshly painted signboard for the festival, what then? It wasn't really hard for me to believe that it was filled with the chemical smell of paint. Maybe I'll get to deny the hypothesis that Satoshi-kun was sacrificed for seeing the inside of the ritual storehouse for myself. Whatever was in there, it didn't mean that Satoshi-kun would come back. What should I do, Satoshi-kun? Since most people want to see Rika-chama's ritual dance, the ritual grounds were deadly quiet. Even so, I couldn't sense Satoshi-kun. Did he go somewhere, or was I not paying enough attention? Or maybe he wasn't feeling any emotions in particular. After thinking for a while, I decided to go in with them. It had been almost a year since Satoshi-kun's disappearance. I'd been avoiding the truth because I was afraid he might be dead. But now I had a chance. I had a chance to see the inside of the ritual storehouse. I felt as though something divine had arranged that coincidence. On the way into my storehouse, I noticed Kichi, who was jumping up and down trying to see Rika-chama's dedication dance over people's shoulders. If I took him along, we could split the guilt. But Ishida-sama might put a curse on me for entering his divine storehouse. I wanted a partner in crime. Since the boy I loved disappeared the curse last year, maybe Mion's love should disappear this year. Is that why you did it? Whoa, what am I thinking? That must be the demon inside of me. I shook the door out of my head. What's going on, Chian? Where's the best place to see Rika-chama's dance from? Is it far? Huh? I never said I was gonna show you that. We made it to the ritual storehouse. Kichi was baffled by the whole situation. This is going exactly as it did in chapter 2. My timing had been perfect. I could see Tamitaka-san picking the lock. Maybe it is a retelling, I don't know. Even though Kichi must have been curious, he insisted that we shouldn't go in. But I talked him into it anyway. He was quick to change his mind when Tamitaka-san joined in. It was completely dark inside, so Takana-san lit a battery-powered lantern. A small entry space appeared before us. It's so dark in here. Take care not to trip over anything. I appreciate the concern. Okay, doorman. Keep a good watch. We're shutting the door now. Takana-san closed the door with a smile as if leaving Tamitaka-san out on purpose. Man. Alright everyone, have fun. As soon as the heavy door was closed, we were surrounded by a quiet darkness. All we could rely on was Takana-san's lantern. We'll be fine. It's an outdoor lantern with backup batteries inside. Are we gonna hear the noise you said you heard? It won't go out or anything. Takana-san teased Kichi a little. Kichi in turn looked a little pale. He seemed to be able to recognize the sanctity of the building even though he wasn't from Himizawa. Let's go in. I need to turn off that thing that tells you when people are doing things. Here we go there. After Takana-san opened the heavy inner door, a dusty foul smell flowed out. It was like the smell of a pantry that hadn't been opened in years and the smell of a fish market mixed together. I didn't know exactly how to describe it, but it was a bad smell. From listening to the echoes of our footsteps, could tell that this room was much bigger than the one we were just in. When Takano-san raised her lantern, I could clearly see just how big it was. Whoa. At the far side of the wall, there was a statue of some kind of, god staring down on intruders. At us intruders. The way it was lit by the lantern gave it a powerful appearance and it scared me. That's the guardian god of Himizawa, Orishiro-sama. I looked up at the statue, which was holding its, religious ornaments. If Satoshi-kun's disappearance was really a curse, I couldn't forgive this god. I found myself, irritated by the way, the statue looked down at me. Damn you, Orishiro-sama. If you really made Satoshi-kun disappear, I'll never forgive you, never. Kichi didn't seem to understand the significance of the storehouse. He looked bored. Yukano-san noticed that and took out her scrapbook to show him the brutal history of, ancient Himezawa. I heard that story already, so I decided to walk around by myself. Since I knew the significance of all these tools, I felt a little nauseated. Though they certainly wouldn't jump out at me, I still found them intimidating. They looked as if they were crawling, craving for fresh blood, after not having been used in hundreds of years. All the tools looked similar to the ones I saw in the underground torture room at the Shinozaki main house. If those tools were the, prodigies of torture implements, these would be their ancestors. All the implements here looked old. I doubt they could really be used. They weren't kept maintained like the ones at the Shinozaki house. So, did that mean they shouldn't scare me? No, on the contrary. They told me that the cool rituals were indeed performed in this village at one point. Now that I found scary. What Takano-san told me was the truth. When I stopped, Satoshi-kun also stopped behind me one step later. I felt no emotional change in Satoshi-kun. I couldn't tell if he was feeling something or not. I knew he was there, but I had no idea how he was feeling. I felt a little scared of him for the first time. If he could answer me, I would want to ask him, who demoned you away? Are you listening, Satoshi-kun? I couldn't tell if he heard me or not. He left, as if he didn't hear anything. I could tell that he'd been stalking ever since we got here. I suddenly felt lonely, so I looked for him while walking around. I realized that there was an altar in front of the statue. He might be there. It was a clean altar, an altar ornamented with religious artifacts. It was kept well maintained. I saw no dust. That would mean well. The flowers in the vase weren't wilting. I saw a pretty handkerchief under the vase. It looked out of place amongst everything else. I was fairly certain it was Rika Furuto's handkerchief. That would mean that this storehouse is maintained daily. It wasn't a forgotten ruin buried in dust. So the brutality that dwelled in this ritual storehouse is still alive and violent in Himizawa. That's right. Something as ambiguous as Orishiro-sama's curse is nothing more than a simple delusion of the villagers. As Takano-san said, everything that happens in this world is done by humans. I'd accused Orishiro-sama of demoning away Satoshi-kun, but Orishiro-sama is just a statue made of bronze or wood. It's nothing but an icon. There are, however, human beings who would try to make that icon look seem real. The series of mysterious deaths in Himizawa is the result of human action. Then what's Satoshi-kun? It shouldn't be called Orishiro-sama's curse. If Satoshi-kun was the 40th victim, then he was victimized by a human being who was just acting the part of a curse. The person who demoned away Satoshi-kun must not be very far from me. The truth behind Satoshi-kun's disappearance was not so far from my grasp. Thump. I was startled by the noise. It sounded like somebody had dropped something. I looked over at Takano-san and Kichi. Takano-san was still lecturing him. Did she drop her scrapbook or something? Thump, 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 thump. The sound came from right behind me, not from them. I never heard Satoshi-kun do that. It sounded like somebody was stomping on the floor in frustration. Oh, what is it? Thump, 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 thump. The sound continued to ignore my question. Though I heard it right nearby, it sounded as though a child was hopping on a wooden floor somewhere distant. What's wrong with Satoshi-kun? Are you angry about something? I couldn't read his expression. I thought he was mad, but I didn't sense any emotions from him at all. Was he mad that I touched the altar? Maybe you weren't supposed to do that. Thump, 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 thump. It's not like I've been able to communicate with Satoshi-kun in a coherent way. I just talked to him. was never expecting him to react like that. I didn't sense a willingness to communicate from this creepy sound, and a chill ran down my spine. I felt as if all my pores were opening. I've been thinking that it was Satoshi-kun stomping on the floor. Hey, you. You're Satoshi-kun, aren't you? The sound stopped. When I asked that, it wasn't a yes or no, just a silence. Satoshi-kun was just screaming like that. I realized something that the sound hadn't come from Satoshi-kun. A cold shiver shot through my feet, and I swung a step backwards. The sound had come from right there. Even though I jumped back, it was still just a few meters away. Satoshi-kun would sometimes let me hear his footsteps when I walked. But if it wasn't Satoshi-kun, then there's no guarantee I would hear his footsteps. So that invisible being could already be right in front of my eyes, and I just wouldn't see it. So, do you think there's like two invisible beings, or do you think the footsteps of Satoshi are something else? I forgot everything and ran, straining my ears as much as possible from any sound. Listening for any footsteps pursuing me. I ran into Kichi and clung to him, timidly turning back to look. Oh, okay. Yeah. This happened in chapter 2 as well, I'm pretty sure. I thought you said you ran out the storehouse, and I was like, oh, that's different. The dimly lit area before the altar was quiet, like nothing was happening. But seeing that chilling dark stillness, realizing I was just in that space, maybe you were more terrified now. What's up, Shion? Did you get scared? Kichi made fun of me, even though he looked horrified just a little while ago. He now looks satisfied to see me scared too. I know girls tend to get freaked out by haunted houses, but I don't mind it. Anyway, let's go, before Takano-san leaves us behind. I pretended to be fine, but I wasn't sure I was able to hide my fear entirely. The footsteps were chasing me. They were outside the illumination of the lantern, as if they couldn't get into the light. The presence never left us, however. It followed us like a fourth member of the party. Sometimes it made a stomping sound, as if wanting some recognition, but neither Takano-san nor Kichi seemed to notice it. It was possible for Takano-san to be ignoring it, but Kichi would never ignore it. If he could hear it, he would have said something. So, just like with Satoshi-kun, only I could hear it. What was this thing that was making me so scared? Was Satoshi-kun in a bad mood? Or was it possible that the presence I believed to be Satoshi-kun might not have been him at all? Thump. Thump. What are you upset about, Satoshi-kun? Tell me. If I did something wrong, I'll apologize. Thump. 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 If you aren't Satoshi-kun, then where did he go? Why did you take his place? Thump. 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 You're not saying these things, you're just thinking them. Shion, are you alright? Huh? I'm fine. You look pale though. It's not like they would respond anyway, so I guess that's fine. Then I'd appreciate it if you didn't stretch my clothes too much. Oh, sorry. Oh, am I interrupting you two? Hehehehe. I decided to engage in the conversation to help myself ignore the sound from behind. I didn't hear sounds as much and it became a bit more distant. Yeah, I shouldn't pay attention to it. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't hear it. I should just ignore the noise. Takano-san, you're researching whether those customs survived into the present. You are right. Thump, thump. What I'm about to tell you is a secret, alright? I told Shion-chan because you're an understanding person, but the villagers don't want to hear it. If things go awry, I could be ganged up on and punished. She smiled at me like a witch. Thump, thump. Barracan, you keep it a secret too, okay? If this gets out, I could suffer from Orishida-sama's curse or be made into a sacrifice. If it's the curse, then I wonder what kind of death it'll be this year. If it's a sacrifice, I'll be thrown into the Higurashi swamp while still alive. It is tonight, you know. Now of Orishida-sama's curse. It certainly is. If the curse strikes for a fifth time, it happened tonight. Thump, thump, thump. Takano-san pulled out an old scrapbook from her paper bag and started turning the pages. She opened it to the page with that one article. It was the article about the brutal murder of a Watanagashi victim after being the Meiji era. This is a story that actually happened. It was around the end of the Meiji era. They discovered an unknown mangled corpse, the victim of a... Oh wow, that was intense. A victim of a murder in Higurashi's village. Thump, 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 thump. Never before... Whoa. Never before has there been a corpse treated with cruelty and inhumanity. Thump, thump. Hey, you guys seriously don't hear that? freaking loud. How could you not hear it? Hey, hell, it's freaking noisy. Can you cut it out already? And the next moment we all heard a screeching noise. We all turned around in surprise. It was, Tomitek-san opening the door. Did I startle you? Oh, Gio-san, could you not resist seeing inside? This is a splendid treasure trove of torture devices. I'll pass on that. I'm bad with this, sort of thing by nature. Kana-san laughed as if making fun of, Tomitek-san for being such a scaredy cat. In any case, the dance and ceremony are over and everyone's going back down the river. The festival as a whole will be over within minutes. Time was up. I don't expect that Tomitaka-san would save me from this nightmare. They certainly looked heroic. Oh, Kichi-kun, are you leaving too? I've seen enough. Shion, you're good too, right? Let's get out of here. I want some fresh air. I agree. Let's leave. I went into the empty room and turned around. The Kana-san was taking photos in a mad rush, though our time was up. I didn't hear that sound anymore. I didn't feel the presence. I didn't feel Satoshi-kun either. But somehow I wasn't too scared about that. Even if he followed me out here, I wouldn't be able to tell if it was really him or somebody else. Higurashi when they cry, I'm guessing? Yeah, Higurashi when they cry. I'm guessing when I go outside, it's just gonna be the same in chapter 2 where I'm like, did you hear that noise? And Kichi just says no, and then I just say, yeah, me neither. 172, 173, 179. Defilers. Okay. 4 tips. No, just new ones actually. 172. The underground torture room is officially called the underground ritual storehouse. So, do torture and ritual storehouse mean the same thing? According to Takahana's theory, blood rituals, including Watanagashi, had been passed down among the 3 families even after the Meiji era. The rituals are always prepared, ready to be performed. Their form of worship always revolved around torture, so Himizawa's history involved a great deal of human slaughter. Takahana's theory is correct. The underground house at the Shinozaki house looked well maintained. Takahana-san is right about that too. Since the Shinozaki family and the Furudu family both have ritual storehouses, the Kimiyoshi family must have one too. After all, these ancient and brutal customs are still handed down through the generations. I should remain armed with that knowledge that cult events are still secretly being performed in this cursed village. Guess that's it for this one. 172 and 173. Okay. The sanctity of the ritual storehouse is one of the most prominent elements in the worship of Orishida-sama. I don't really interact much with the Kimiyoshi family, do I? Even though they're supposed to be bigger than the Furudu family, I feel like I know more about the Furudu family. Like, what happened to Kimiyoshi anyway? Like, just the mayor went missing, and that's pretty much it. With the Kimiyoshi family, I mean. The sanctity of the ritual storehouse is one of the most prominent elements in the worship of Orishida-sama. I guess he also adopted Rika, but I don't think they really do anything else. Wait, they're supposed to have like equal power, because like in the meetings he's like one of the only few people that can talk back to Ario too. Of course I knew that since I'm reaching from Himizawa, but realizing that sanctity is actually a more serious problem than I thought. Takana-san's research shows that the history of the ritual storehouse goes way back. The ritual implements within have long been viewed as immovable objects, which is why it was strictly forbidden to enter. Takana-san's theory says that Watanagashi was once a public execution performed to stabilize the reigns of the 3 families rather than a purely religious ritual. If so, the ritual could hardly be called sacred. Under those circumstances, the implements should have been despised as symbols of hatred and fear. When instruments of fear are too visible, it only creates a reign of terror. But keep them as hidden as possible, and that they gain divinity. Many say that they become tainted if the layman touch them. The only reason for that was to preserve their false prestige through a secrecy, since they would lose their sanctity if revealed before the common folk. In other words, the true identity of the ritual storehouse sacredness was fear. That was a true motion ruling over this village. Yeah, okay. And the last one, 179. The reason why Sakana-san and Tomitake-san were cursed is because they broke into the ritual storehouse. I don't know how the villagers found out about it, but maybe someone was watching. Maybe there was an anti-theft alarm. Either way, our intrusion must have been reported to the highest level of the curse system. That's because considering the distance between the villager and the site where Takana-san's body was found, she must have been killed right after we came out of the ritual storehouse. It was done very quickly. It's possible that a special assassination team exists for this purpose, or that the plan has been set up a long time ago. They might have been secret agents of the Shinozaki family, but the latter sounds more valid. But if so, who would have been the victim if nobody broke into the ritual storehouse? I don't know. Maybe Rika? No, but they still died in the other one. Uh, sure. That's weird. 7-9. But yeah, that should be it for this time. I did not mean to just continue that. But yeah, bye bye. Bye. Bye.